Perfect.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to She Matters or Girls Talk. We're so excited to be with you tonight. I just think this is such important information, and um, it just has to do with women's issues in general. And I think that's so important because so many women struggle, and women quietly, or maybe some not so quietly, suffer with many symptoms that literally hijack her life. And perhaps I always say her ability to be nice, right? Our mothers always said, just be nice. And sometimes it's hard when you don't feel well. So I'm Karyl Molchan, and I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne. And with me tonight is Dana Korn, and she is also an independent consultant and a mastered nurse, RN. And I am a women's holistic hormone health practitioner. So we have some great information to share with you tonight. And we want to not only talk about these issues, but potential solutions, right? Because no matter what stage of life you're in, you may be having issues that are affecting you. So we just want to clarify before we get started that we're not your doctor, but we also want to encourage you to consult a physician, and particularly someone who knows supplementation, right? Because a lot of physicians will say no to things they know nothing about. And so if you can find someone that is well versed in supplements, this would really be beneficial for you. So tonight, you guys, we're going to talk about how you can navigate from cycle to menopause. So cycle, pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, menopause, because, so many women struggle with things like PMS and cramping and heavy cycles, headaches, migraines, right? So common, bloatedness or irregular cycles. Maybe you have things you struggle with, like endometriosis, which is just extra cells in the endometrium, right? Cysts, thickened tissues in your breasts, even hair loss, so common, and thyroid issues, also very common. Autoimmune disorders are off the charts. But even like things like joint pain and hot flashes, unwanted weight gain, you guys, is so common and so annoying, right? We all hate it. Um, and water retention, low libido, fatigue, all these things stem from hormone imbalance. And so we want to address these tonight. If you want to share in the chat, you're welcome to, no pressure, but you can if you want and just kind of tell us what's going on with you. But we have some good news tonight. There are holistic pieces of info and also things that you can do that will help support you through symptoms in every stage of womanhood, from cycle to menopause. Now, I personally, you guys, when I was a young adult, I had such horrible PMS, horrible cramping to the point of like of passing out. Just so many heavy, hard cycles. And I just thought that was the way it was supposed to be, right? I didn't know that there were solutions. And then once I had baby, I was, like Lisa Voorhees says, a bug on a windshield. I mean, I was a hormonal train wreck. And I didn't sleep through the night. I would get up constantly checking my children and just was really irritable all the time and had pain all the time. And I was just thinking this was the way it was until I started learning this information that we're going to share tonight. And I'm so proud of Arbonne as a company for comprehensively coming up with a program that really addresses almost everything women deal with. So super excited about that. So let's just quickly go over the fact that, you know, we know that we trust, some of you know that we can trust Arbonne. And those of you who don't, I just want you to know that we're 45 years old. We have a stellar reputation. Why? Because we're super, super picky with not only the ingredients we choose and where we source those ingredients from. So they're the very highest quality, but we also have a phenomenal reputation because we know how to put those ingredients together to do something positive in your body. And I think that that's what we're looking for, right? We want to feel well, we want to be healthy, we want to have vitality, we want to be, energetic, and we want to have longevity and good quality of life. So just know that the products we're representing tonight, from our point of view, are super reliable. The company is trustworthy. And I love that because sometimes in our marketplace, there's really not a whole lot of standards going on and no one really has your back. And so the fact that we can trust this company, I just think that's phenomenal. And I've trusted them for over 20 years and they have never let me down. So we choose top premium ingredients. We don't do mineral oil or parabens or phthalates or any of the icky dyes or fragrances, even artificial flavors and sweeteners. We don't do any of that stuff. Why? Because they're bad for you, right? They disrupt your hormones. We're gluten-free, we're non-GMO, we're vegan. We don't use animal products, you guys, or animal byproducts. And we don't even test on animals. And that's phenomenally rare in our culture. So Arbonne has a phenomenal record. We have a not allowed list of over 2,000 ingredients that we say no to in our products that are allowed in the typical everyday marketplace. And we subscribe to the European standards, which are always way higher, and we actually exceed those standards on many occasions. So it's really impressive that this company is so legitimately trustworthy. So let's go on and get started. And Dana, I'm gonna let you take over.
Awesome. Well, like Karyl said, we're going to just talk about the different phases. And it's so nice to just kind of come off this foundation of being able to work with a company you can trust. But we're going to start with talking about cycling. I don't know about you, but I was 12 years old. The month I turned 12 years old, I started my cycle and I was like, what is happening? I was just in shock. And I spent the next number of years trying to figure it out. I had horrible cramps. So I'd come home and, have to lay at home, during the school day because I was in so much pain. And I remember like wearing certain coats, to school to be able to cover because I remember often, not once or twice, multiple times, kind of bleeding through my thing. And I remember this is so vulnerable. I remember bringing like pads, like found on necklace, and putting them in my socks on those days because I was so embarrassed. This whole thing was just not fun for me. So maybe you've had weird symptoms. Then I get into my 20s and I start having kids, and I had a kid earlier, but then I had kids in my 20s, and my cycles were like I was just cuckoo. My migraine headaches, just so many symptoms. And so I don't know about you, but maybe you've had some of these symptoms and you've discovered that your cycle is not always so nice. So I was so pleased to learn about Arbonne and just about hormones and how you can help yourself over 20 years ago. And I have to say, there's probably not a single person that hasn't had some of these crazy symptoms. And so maybe you're suffering, maybe you know someone else who's suffering, just kind of lean in because you just really want to listen to what we have to say. There's just so many natural actions that you can take to help yourself that really do make a difference. And so I always like to talk about things that are easy to do. And one of the things that's super easy to do is to supplement with herbs. And who knew that herbs were so crucial and can help your body so much while you're going through the different phases of life? So Arbonne came out with a product called Cycle Support, and this is just a brilliant product. It's a super power packed with ingredients. You take 2 capsules once a day, right? That's an easy thing to do, to pop a couple of pills or supplements to support you. And these are natural, healthy ingredients that aren't going to have side effects. So many women, when they're cycling, need an ingredient called rhodiola rosea. And this is also known as golden root. And what this is it's an adaptive or adaptogenic herb. It has tremendous fat burning in it. It has energy enhancing properties, brain boosting power. It has active compounds that actually have the ability to help balance your stress hormone. And that specific one, stress hormone we're talking about, is cortisol. And so we as women, especially when we're cycling, often have chronically elevated cortisol levels, which create so many of the hormonal imbalance symptoms that we're talking about. This is an herb that has been used for just so many centuries. And I think we kind of ebb and flow as we talk about herbs. We don't talk about herbs. Sometimes we talk about herbs and they're not effective. You can be assured, again, we're a company you can trust, that uses the very best ingredients. And so the rhodiola rosea in this is incredible. This also has a long history of helping to improve stamina and reduce stress, improve work performance. It helps to fight insomnia, fatigue, anxiety, depression, just so many benefits packed into this supplement. It also has chaseberry, lemon balm, ginger extract, has vitamin B6, magnesium, and all of these, again, are essential for a woman who's cycling. And so, I love, like, a lot of different physicians or functional medicine or herbalists will recommend these ingredients in multiple different products. So you're taking lots of supplements. Arbonne has them all in one. So I just can't recommend this product enough. And so I'm going to pass it back over to Karyl.
Thanks, Dana. Yeah, I mean, I just think that when I was going through this, and I know you can relate too, that we just had so many options that people would throw at you for solutions, but nothing that was altogether comprehensive. And I think that's so valuable. So, you guys, I just want to talk about really quickly what we're putting into our body because this is very important. You guys, it seems basic, but it's paramount to balance your hormones and for your overall health. You literally can change up your nutritional habits and see an extreme difference in your symptoms. So just by infusing good nutrition, you can change up a lot of your symptoms and really kind of put yourself on a path that leads to really better health. And so, you guys, one of the things is to include low glycemic index foods because you guys, what Americans do regularly is they spike their blood sugar all day long. Spike, 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 spike. And what that does is it imbalances your hormones for one, but it also causes you to hold on to fat and store fat. And you guys, if you're struggling with unwanted weight gain, you want to have a nice steady blood sugar, right? And so these products that we're going to talk about really quickly help do that. We're known for that. I have a son who's a type 1 diabetic, and it's amazing how well he's done because he uses these products to keep his blood sugar level. And a lot of the herbs, ancient herbs that Dana was talking about, things like that are in these products, they actually are designed and have great results for keeping your blood sugar level. Okay. So the first one is our protein. Arbonne protein, it has a huge boost of nutrients. Did you guys know that you can't get what you need from food alone anymore? Our crops have been so depleted of nutritional value that it's really important that you supplement. Now, the problem with that is a lot of companies put icky stuff in, right? But Arbonne doesn't. And so this is a great way to have a huge boost in your nutrients just by including these four things. And we have seen so many great results with this usage of this bundle here. And it just makes such a big difference. I do these every single day without falter because it has changed my health. It's changed my lab results. It's changed my energy level. So anyway, going back to the protein, our protein not only has great nutrients, whole food nutrients, but it also has fiber. And you guys, fiber is really important for when your hormones are imbalanced. It's usually that your estrogen is high and your progesterone, which is the calming hormone, is low. And so we want to take that extra estrogen that's so damaging and dangerous and get it out of our system. And one of the ways you do that is to increase fiber, right? Because fiber will actually bind to those extra estrogens and be eliminated from your body. So Arbonne has put fiber in here. And then the protein, you guys, is amazing. It's made with pea, hemp seed, quinoa, rice protein, and it's so delicious. So just keep that in mind. That's the first thing. The second thing is the fizz sticks. You guys, people think this is an energy drink, and it is. However, it is so much more. It keeps your blood sugar level. It has something called chromium. Chromium, if people knew what it did in your body, there would be a shortage because it is so beneficial. It keeps your blood sugar nice and level. And it also gives you the B vitamins and the antioxidants and the adaptogenic herbs. So powerful in your system. The third thing is the Green Synergy Elixir. And this is golden, you guys. It's three things in one product. It's gut health, broad spectrum greens, and a collagen boost, all super important to the foundation of your overall health. It's a three-in-one potent product. And you guys, just so you know, collagen is all over our marketplace, but it's animal collagen, you guys, and it doesn't uptake the same as our regular collagen. This is a collagen boost, which helps your body produce your very own collagen, which is the best collagen for your body. Okay. So the fourth thing and the last thing on this little section is Clean Tox tea. You guys, this is a tea that's so carefully formulated. It literally helps support your liver and kidneys and your bladder, helping them to get rid of the toxins that intercept your health processes. And these are toxins that wreak havoc on your body's ability to work properly. This is so important. You should use this every single day. So be aware of what you're eating. Add these four simple habits. You will dramatically alter the trajectory of your foundational health.
Absolutely. And something else that's so important is to make sure that you're moving. Moving is so monumental with keeping all of our systems moving. It actually burns the damaging estrogens in our body when we're moving, and it keeps your lymphatic system moving, right? All of these things all work together, herbs and our diet and movement, it all makes a huge difference. And if you're a menopausal woman, you must move. Sometimes when we're younger, some things take care of themselves, but as we get older, things don't as much anymore. And so something that's extremely significant is to make sure that you're doing weight-bearing exercise regularly. Really, you should do it at any age, but especially during menopause. It's so important. And all of this movement will help you to, again, stabilize those hormone levels. The next thing that we're going to move on to is pregnancy. We've talked about cycling and just some different things that we can do at all levels as far as natural things with eating and exercise. But now we're going to move on to pregnancy. So this is pregnancy pre, during, and post pregnancy, because there's so many elements to this. And again, we're back to the easy thing. It's not always super easy to eat super clean. It's not always super easy to exercise, but this is another thing that's easy to do. So this is an incredible supplement for our mamas out there. This has DHA in it. It's an amazing omega-3, and this is so important for the mommy brain, for the baby brain. It's so important for our spinal cord development. There's choline in this. It's just so necessary. So many people are deficient in this. This forms a really important neurotransmitter for your nervous system. It helps promote cell structure. It regulates mood, muscle control. It helps remove cholesterol from the liver. So valuable. So many women too need this to help to prevent gallbladder disease when they're pregnant. A lot of people get pregnancy onset with that. This also has quatropolic in it, and this is a multiple formulation. This gives us the right methylfolate. A lot of times your doctors say, make sure you're taking folic acid before you get pregnant. This is really what you should take, is the quatropolic. This is the right thing that your body needs, and you should have this in your body prior to even getting pregnant. To pass on to help that neurological development with the baby and help to prevent like spina bifida, spina issues. This also has K2 in it. This is incredible for reducing inflammation in the lining of the blood vessels and cardiovascular health. How many women do you know who have been during pregnancy have hypertension, different things like this? That's going to help with that. What I love about the Arbonne prenatal is it's just so brilliant. They have a 2-in-1 delivery system that they've created. The outer capsule has the DHA in it, and it dissolves first. And then the other elements come in and later, and this whole system makes it so that all the nutrients in it are super bioavailable increasing the level of efficacy in this supplement. This is an incredible supplement. And if you're thinking about getting pregnant, we really recommend that at the very least, you take this 30 days prior to getting pregnant, but more like 60 to 90 days prior to getting pregnant. And this will really help promote a healthy mama, and it will again help with transferring these important elements to your baby, all those nutrients that they need. So all of these are crucial for baby development, and there is no prenatal vitamin out there like this. This is one of a kind. It's absolutely incredible. So if you're thinking of someone or know someone, you want to definitely take this or recommend this for people. So now we're going to move on, and Carol's going to talk to us about the last phase, our menopause phase.
Yes, you guys, look at all these symptoms, and these are just part of 300 or more symptoms that women deal with. That's atrocious. And you guys, these symptoms may appear as normal for a lot of women, and it's just important to know that they're not. They're not normal. You don't have to feel this way. There are solutions. And women really should feel good their entire life. And we're just kind of learning this, right? I am so, so grateful that I've been privy to this information, actually via Dr. Deanna Osborne. Dana and I both were introduced through all this information through her. And you guys, it has made a world of difference in my life. And so I'm so excited that we get to tell women about this and reveal this to them and let them know that there's hope and there's help and that no one should be suffering. And you guys, I have practiced a lot of these things that we're talking about tonight. And I don't hate me, but I have never had one hot flash, never one. And I know that a lot of people struggle with them. So I feel bad for those people because, but I also feel hopeful because I know that we have solutions. And this is so, so important. So if you have any of these symptoms and have been struggling with them, and by the way, menopause is when you have had one full year of no cycle. Okay, that's the official determination if you've had a hysterectomy, right? That's the determination of the definition of menopause. But basically, there's a rapid decline in hormones that cause symptoms like this, perhaps that you had never had before. And it's been a challenge that has been expected. Um, and so addressing these symptoms is so necessary. So Arbonne came up with Meno support. You guys, this is incredible. I take it every day because even though I don't have symptoms, because I know how beneficial it is. Three ancient Korean herbs been used for over 400 years. That's so Arbonne. Arbonne picks the best ingredients and puts them together with the best formulation to get the best result. And I love that so much. You guys, there's no damaging estrogenic effect with these herbs. There's study after study that show that. We're not going to go into that tonight, but if you've had cancer, this is safe due to the clinical studies that show reduction of symptoms without any estrogenic activity. And this is amazing because a lot of times doctors will say, well, you've had breast cancer, so you can't do that, and you can't do that, and you can't do that. And so you have to just sit in your puddle of symptoms and just deal, right? Well, now there's an option for women, and I'm so excited about this. It can be used with synthetic hormones. It doesn't alter the efficacy of your hormones if you're on those. And it's just amazing, an amazing supplement that all women who are menopausal should be using. And you guys, also there's a cooling mist, which smells amazing. So if you are having hot flashes, these have herbs in them to cool the surface of your skin. And it smells so good. And so it's just a nice aid to have. My daughter right now is due this Thursday with a baby girl, and she gets those little hot, flashes. So she's been using it. She loves it. So just know that there is a solution.
So let's move on and talk about, we've talked about, cycling and pregnancy and menopause. We're going to talk about something that affects all women at any age or stage of life. And this is our Flora Complete. This is basically just such a needed, necessary product that I could not be more happy about. It's a probiotic for the vagina and the urinary tract. And it's just a little powder you put in water. It tastes delicious, and you just drink it once a day. This is kind of like the missing link. As a nurse, I have seen just bazillions of people of every age group struggle with yeast infections and urinary tract infections like crazy. And who knew that this could be such an easy thing? If you've been on antibiotics a lot, you should absolutely be on this. If you have any type of issues, you should be on this. It's like a missing link. There are 4 different strains of probiotics in there that, again, are specific to your urinary tract on your vagina area. And this can prevent UTIs and infections, yeast infections, like I said. Do you know, as a nurse, and how many people I know have gone, unfortunately, septic from a urinary tract infection? I mean, this is just such an important topic that's so rarely talked about because it's a little embarrassing, right? It feels funny to talk about this. It even feels funny for me to say this in this presentation. It just feels awkward. Okay, I'm going to be real. But this is so important, right? Our life is consumed with this. So this is such a game changer for women. And we're just, this is a newer product that came out in June, but I'm already amazed at the testimonies that we have on this product alone. So, and Karyl and I were at a party not that long ago, and I think every woman there bought a box of this. Is so important and such a necessary product and topic. So we've been told by physicians that there's nothing like this on the market for women. I mean, who knew? So we're super excited about this. So that's kind of the final specific product related to women's health. But we talked about the different products, and we talked about some natural ways with our diet and with exercise. This is kind of the final piece of something natural that we can do, and that's that we can look at what we put on our skin. We know that we're affected by lots of dangerous chemicals every single day in our laundry detergent, our makeup, our skincare, our shampoos, all of this stuff. All of this impacts our health. It impacts our hormone health specifically. The number one hormone disruptor among teenage girls is makeup. That's crazy, isn't it? Because there's so many chemicals in there. So Arbonne, we provide beautiful skincare. We're on trend with all of our personal care products, and we don't have hormone disruptor chemicals in our product. And we've been this way since 1980. The average woman is exposed to 168 chemicals every day just from 12 different types of products. We need to really look at this and realize that these chemicals act as a false estrogen or a xenoestrogen in our body. They act as a really bad estrogen and give us a lot of the symptoms, and even contribute to different diseases that Karyl mentioned with autoimmune and different things. So this is a significantly important thing to do, to really look at what you're putting on your skin. It does matter. Everything you put on your skin gets throughout your systems within 26 seconds. So this really does matter. So pay attention to what you're putting on your skin.
So good. Okay, so you guys, she understands. You guys, this is a mission to educate other women with this information. It's so valuable for women. It's a mission to help people with their health and wellness. This is really something to think about, to be a part of. You can grab some friends and do a get together in person with your consultant. You can jump on this every Monday night. I think this is phenomenal of a forum where you can come and bring guests and they can hear this information. It's literally life-changing information. And this is about women passing on information and tools to help others with their health and wellness, to give them information that they wouldn't otherwise have, right? And therefore they wouldn't all otherwise benefit from. So it's so very important to pass this along and to extend a hand to other women and let them know this information and these solutions. Okay, so today, you guys, tonight, we just want to thank you for being here, but we also want to wish you healthy living and happy hormones and all that stuff. But we want you to know, if you're new and you're just hearing all this information for the first time, we want you to know how you can work with Arbonne. So we're going to quickly show you that, and then we'll go from there.
So Arbonne is brilliant, not only with their products and their with the information they provide, everything that they do, but they're really amazing with what they offer to clients to be able to get our products. So we have some different ways to work with Arbonne. First of all, you can become a preferred client, and you basically get 20 to 30% off for an entire year. It's like a Sam's membership or Costco. But if you're interested in that, make sure you connect with the person who invited you here, and they can show you how to get your products at a discount. That's the best way to get Arbonne if you're just going to be a consumer of our products. Next is you can become a host. You can be a connector, and you can connect other women just by inviting them either next Monday to our wellness event here, or have some people over in your home and just start sharing this with people that way as well. If you have people in your home, you can sample products. It's a little more fun to do it in your house. Or you can become a consultant and be a part of the mission to just really share products and information that makes a difference in your life. The wellness industry is just been exploding for years and continue. The trajectory is straight up. And, people are going to earn money off of wellness. And so why not earn money? Why not you earn money from a company that that you can trust, with products that you can trust that are actually effective? It's such a brilliant thing. And you get a greater discount as a consultant. You get 35 to 45% on. And again, Arbonne gives you commission every time a product is sold. So it's a brilliant compensation plan. So let's go to the next slide. So this is really amazing to look at. And these are different income levels that we have with Arbonne, all the way from our district manager to our national vice president. These are our average earnings. And you can visit earnings.arbonne.com to look. This updates regularly, so it's always in real time. But these are just some of the incomes that you can make at the different levels in Arbonne. And some of this, and I mean, actually all of it's life changing. I know when I started, I wanted $300 a month. So it would have changed my life, and it did. So incredible income opportunity with our company. So let's go to the next slide, and I'll let you close us out, Karyl.
Yes. So thank you guys for being here. And by the way, those were top 50 average incomes on that slide. It just shows you what's possible. So I love that. Dana and I both started this business about at the same time, and we both went to the tippy top, not having any clue what this was, except for we were passionate about this kind of information that we share with you tonight. And you guys, people receive it because it makes such a big difference for them. And so consider being part of the mission, or at least getting your hands on the product, and get with the person that invited you, and they will show you the way. And we're so glad you were here tonight. So come back next Monday, and or arrange your next event of your own, online or in person, and you can share the wealth of information with other people. We will actually do that for you. So you just invite the people. So thanks again for being here. We wish you healthy living and happy hormones. Thanks again. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.